All right, so we kind of talked about logarithms, natural logs yesterday, and today's homework isn't really getting into like the application like we did in the exploration. It's just going back through everything we've learned with logs and seeing that it also works if you use a base of e. So in this problem, all they want you to do is write it as a log. So if the base is e, you can write log base e of 23 equals x. We've been doing this. Okay, but the log is very important in science classes. And so it actually, what the heck? Okay, the log actually got its own button on the calculator. So I will take this for an answer in this math class. I don't care. But the other answer is the ln of 23 equals x. The ln stands for the natural log. Okay, it's a natural logarithm is what they call it. The reason why they use the word natural is that's what you would see like in the real world. Like if you had, like I said, if you had bacteria in a petri dish, you're not going to be like split, split, split. Like it's just doing it naturally. So it's just continuous growth. It's just continually growing. Okay, or decay, I guess, in this fact. Okay, so I would accept either answer, but understand the ln has a base of e. Okay, when you hit it on your calculator, you can use the log button. You can hit the log button on your calculator and then use the e in the pi button. There's an e in there. So you can do the log base and then hit the e button in the pi and then do 23 and you're going to get an answer. And you can also hit the ln of 23 and get an answer. So what I want you to do is do one of those two things right now. You can also, I have my phone out because it won't let me switch back and forth. And if you turn your phone sideways, you can type in 23 and then hit the ln key. Either way, your answer should be 3.1355. Okay, this is not what you're doing. On this question, it just wants you to do, write it in a logarithm. So the ones that I answered, I should not circle this. I was just trying to show you how to do these on your calculator. Okay, all right, so write the equivalent of this. E to the fourth equals x. So this would be either the log, and I'll accept both answers, the log base e of x equals 4. Okay, or I will accept the ln of x equals 4. Okay, the ln is just the log base e. All right. I think you've got this. I don't think we need to practice. So now let's look at this. They just want me to write it in exponential form. So I don't even want an answer. What I would do is I write a little baby e here just to remind myself, what is the base on an ln? It's an e. So wouldn't this be e to the 1.2528 equals x? That is all you're doing, is just rewriting it. Okay, and same thing here. I would write a little baby e on that because that's the base on an ln. So this would be e to the x equals 25. Okay, I think probably got those. I don't know. This wording is weird. They use it sometimes for a logarithm. I would never use it on the test. I would just use logarithm. So they want me to do what we were doing earlier this week. They want me to write it as a single logarithm. So they want me to combine everything together because the base is e, so I can. The first thing I have to deal with, though, is the 4. And that comes in as an exponent. 3 to the 4th is 81. And then an ln is a log, so it has the same log rules. It just has a special base. So if you're adding, wouldn't you multiply? 81 times 6, 486. So this would be the ln of 486. I wrote it as one logarithm. Okay. So pause this one and see if you can do this. Again, you would take care of the exponent first. So this would be ln of 9 plus ln of 4 plus ln of y. Okay, these are all pluses, so to combine them, and they do have the same bases, would be, I'd multiply, so it'd be the ln of 36y. You don't have to have the parentheses since you're multiplying, but I just kind of wrote them. Okay, now here's going to be solving it. Your variable is in the exponent. So you are going to need logs to solve this, but you can't log from here. The first thing you're going to do is minus the 4. Divide by 3. Okay, now I'm going to write it in log form. This would be the log base e of 2 equals the exponent. Okay, so if you want, you could write this as the ln of 2 equals a negative 2x. Either way. So in your calculator, do the log base e. So that would, you use the e and the pi button. That's where you're going to find that. Or you're going to do the ln of 2. Either way. And then once you get that answer, aren't you going to divide it by a negative 2? So my answer, round it 4 places because it is an exponent, is a negative 0.3466. If you do not get that as an answer, please ask the people around you or ask the sub if they can go over why you're not getting that as an answer. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video, and then I would like you to try this one. Again, and I don't have to do extraneous because the original problem did not have a log. It had an exponent. Okay, same thing here. Original problem has an exponent, so it's not going to be extraneous. Minus 5. Divide by 2. Right? And now this is my exponent. So I'm going to say the log base e of 5 equals a negative 2x. Or you could do the ln of 5 equals a negative 2x. So you're going to take the ln of 5 and divide it by a negative 2. Yep. And there you go. Okay, again, if you can't get your calculator to do that, then make sure you're asking somebody in the room. Now this one has it inside the ln. So it has a base of e, so I don't need e. I'm going to show you can do this 2 ways. It doesn't really matter. You can put the 2 in, but then you're going to square everything. So that would be 25x squared. So then I'm going to put the base of e on here. So e to the 6th equals 25x squared. So on your calculator, e has its own button. So that's 403.43. No, so, oh my gosh, that was ugly. 403.4288. Then I'm going to divide. I don't know how that got negative. I think it was just my brain. I'm going to divide by 25. And I get 16.1372. And then I'm going to square root. But it has 2 answers if you do it this way, but only one of them work because you can't put a negative into the original question. So 4.0171. Okay, and it doesn't say anything in the directions about finding the other answer, so I'm fine. You don't have to label the other one. But just know it did have 2 answers. Okay, I think there's only 2 questions on the test where I say make sure you write any answers that didn't work. Okay, the other method that I've seen kids do is they divide by 2 first. So the ln of 5x equals 3. The base is an e. So I would do e to the 3 equals 5x. So on my calculator, I'm going to do e to the 3. I'm just using my phone. And then I'm going to divide by 5. Same exact answer. So I don't really care which method you use. You can put the 2 in or you can move it to the other side. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video and try this one on your own. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and divide by 3 first because then it just makes it a little smaller, right? Here's my e, so I'm going to have e to the 4th equals 6x. So I'm going to take my calculator and take e to the 4th. And then I'm going to divide by 6. Whoa, something weird happened. Divide by 6. And I got 9.0997. Okay. All right, we talked about this yesterday when we did the exploration. This is $500, and we did it at 6% for 1 year. So this is an equation you need to know. You take the principal times E times the rate times time. On the rate, though, please notice it's not a 1 plus anymore. The E takes care of the 1 plus. We made this number bigger and bigger, and we made this number bigger and bigger, and it turned into E. So you don't have a 1 in a continuous question anymore. You're not adding. It's just 0.06. So there's a couple just simple story problems on your homework tonight just so you can get used to this before we start the harder ones. So you deposit $700 in an account paying 3% compounded continuously. I will use this word. So if it's continuous, then you're going to say, oh, my amount. $700 in the bank, e to the 0.03 times 8. So I'm going to put that in my calculator. And then times 700. So I got $889.87. And if you did not get that, then please ask somebody in the room. Ask somebody sitting next to you. Ask the substitute. Okay. All right. So that is it for the day.